Hello beasts, my name is Ben Pasta Beast, and welcome to my Black Ops 4 review video. So guys, Black Ops 4 has been out for almost 4 weeks now, and I've been playing the heck out of it, guys. And I just wanted to make my review, say my thoughts on the game, tell you guys how I've been enjoying it, how I haven't been enjoying it, and then we'll go from there. I've got like 2 papers of just a bunch of notes on like key topics that I'm going to say. And so I'm going to be reviewing in this video multiplayer, and I'm going to be reviewing zombies. I haven't been playing enough Blackout to actually make my review. I'll probably make a separate one in the future, but there's just not enough stuff for me to grind for in Blackout right now for me to want to play it over multiplayer and zombies, which have their, Halloween events that are specific for those game modes. So basically, I'm going to be starting off with the multiplayer pros and cons, and then I'm going to be going into the zombies pros and cons, and I'm going to tell you why this game is the best and the worst game. So yeah, guys, let's get into it, and we'll start with the pros of the multiplayer. So I'm going to be splitting each of the pros categories into 3 different categories: customization, content replayability, and then overall gameplay. So the first thing I'm going to be talking about for multiplayer pros is the customization. Now, there is a wide range of customization in this game, probably more than any other Call of Duty game that has ever come before it. So the first thing that we got to talk about with customization is, of course, the attachments. So first of all, there are not as many attachments for each gun as they are in other games, but I think that they do the attachments a little bit cooler. So each weapon sort of has its own attachments that it can use, and then they also have level 2 attachments. So you can have like fast mags, but then you can also have fast mags 2, which has an extra bonus, an extra little modifier that you can put on it, but you have to have the first fast mags attachment to equip the second one. And I think that this is a really cool idea that hasn't really been done in any other game before. It adds a lot of customization things you can grind for. And then you've also got the operator mods, which are specific to certain weapons, and they can completely change how the weapon functions. For example, the Cordite. It has a belt-fed magazine that gives it 600 shots, but the longer you fire for, it has a recharge time. So it can completely change how you play with the weapon. It also takes up 3 creative class slots because you have to have a wild card, and then it takes up 2 attachment slots. But I think that it's really cool. Adds a whole level of customization, and I'll be talking about that more later. So the next thing we have are the signature, mastercraft, and then the secret camos. So the signature weapons are things that you can get from pre-ordering the game. You can get them from the black market system, and they basically change the way that the gun looks. But not only can you do this, but also it unlocks further on challenges like the reactive camo and then the mastercraft. So what the reactive camo is once you unlock Red Tiger for finishing all your headshots for the camo challenges, it allows you to unlock the reactive camo for the weapon. And the reactive camo has a little challenge, so it's not like, oh hey, you get the signature weapon and then you're done. Or hey, you get the reactive and the mastercraft and then you're done. You actually have to unlock the signature weapon first, and then it gives you challenges to keep making your way up and grinding through, which also has a lot of replayability, but I'll talk more about the challenges in the next part. But I just want to say, these things are so sick. You have the reactive and then the mastercraft. The mastercraft, oh my gosh, it is so cool. But the way that they work is they start off looking really cool, but the more kills you get in the feeds, and it just starts to change. And like, if you look at the dark matter camo, once you get every 5 kills, it changes and it starts growing spikes, and it gets like brighter and glowing, and it's just so freaking cool, guys. There's so much customization in this game. You've also got the paint shop, the emblems, and the weapon prestiging. These are all coming back into the game. They're really cool. You can put your clan tag and the kill counter on the weapon. You can create your own emblems and the paint jobs that you can put on your gun. Brought it back, and I love it. Then you've also got the black market type battle pass. So, you keep playing the game and you can level up through this battle pass system, which is called the black market. And you don't have to pay for it at all. And I'll talk a little bit more about this in the cons part, because there are some problems with it. But I think it's a really good system that they've implemented. It's also got the Halloween event. That gives you a lot of customization you can do, and I think that that is really cool. Now let's talk about the content, because this game is chocked full of content. So first, you've got the 2 new game modes, Heist and Control. Now, Heist is sort of like a CSGO sort of thing, where you unlock weapons with money that you're getting. It's a mixture of search and destroy and a little bit of like CSGO style of play. It's really fun, and the control, I haven't played that much, but I've heard that it's pretty fun, so, you know, that's that. And you've also got the weapons. There's a lot of different weapons you can choose from. I personally like the weapon variety. Each weapon feels unique on its own. They all have their own unique firing patterns, recoils, and I think that they're just overall pretty good. They look nice. The reloads are really nice. Not like World War II where every single gun felt exactly the same. All the guns in this game feel unique, which is a really good plus. You've also got the specialists. There's a lot of specialists, some old, some new, but the old ones, they're changed a little bit. So from Black Ops 3, you got to choose the ability or the weapon. The weapon would take a lot longer to recharge, but you'd get more use out of it than, say, the ability. However, in this game, you have not only an ability, but you also have the weapon. And I think that the specialists are good and bad. So I'm just going to talk about the good right now, and then I'll get into the cons later in the video. But for the pros, they all feel unique. The weapons feel cool. The abilities feel cool. And for the most part, they are pretty fairly balanced. They look really good. Their backstories in the Specialist HQ is also very cool, which is another thing, the Specialist HQ, where you can go, you can play different missions as a Specialist, and although it's kind of monotonous after a while, there are pretty cool cutscenes that are reminiscent of the old traditional campaigns, which is, I guess, alright. But the Specialist add a whole level of variety. You can choose to use a grappling hook on Ruin. You can choose to use the new Specialist Torque, who puts down like a shield and barbed wire to kind of hold down an area, which is a bit OP, but we'll talk about that later again. Next up, of course, you have the camos, the traditional camo challenges. You get gold, you get diamond, you get dark matter, and as I said, the camos, you can kind of like change as you go on. For every couple of kills you get, like for the diamond camo, it can start changing colors and become a rainbow. So cool, I love it. And then you've also got the maps. So there are 14 maps in the game. A couple of them are remasters, although I think that they are remastered pretty well from the original maps. And I think that the maps are good. They're good flow. They're unique enough. They have a cool little areas you can go on, and it adds a lot of replayability to the game, in my opinion. So now let's go on to the gameplay. And so for the gameplay, I actually really like the gameplay of this multiplayer. It feels a lot like Black Ops 2's gunplay, kind of mixed with Black Ops 3 style aesthetics, and I really enjoy it. The time to kill, I was kind of scared about because, you know, healing and then long time to kill, it's like, what the heck is all this? But I think it's done so well. Bravo, Treyarch, you managed to change Call of Duty and innovate it without just freaking adding jetpacks. It's so great. I'm so happy that they did this. It's just refreshing. It feels new. Doesn't feel like all of the other Call of Duty games that came before it. So then you've got the score streaks. The score streaks there's some new ones, some innovative ones, and then there's also your traditional ones like the attack helicopter, the care package, the UAV, all of that stuff. But for the most part, most of these score streaks are pretty fairly balanced. They are sort of difficult to get, but I think that that's just because of the time to kill and the healing, and then that'll sort of get more used to it. It'll feel more like traditional Call of Duty kill streaks or score streaks. But I think that the score streaks are done really well. They're really fun to use. A couple of them are innovative, so, you know, I like it. Then you've also got the flow of the maps, as I was talking about earlier. There's a lot of different maps that have cool little things, like on one of the maps, you can go inside of a ventilation system and look out, a militia. There's a lot of different back ways you can go and interweaving pathways. There's another map where you can sort of jump around on top of the rooftops and just go around like these wooden planks. So all the maps feel really unique in that sense, and it doesn't feel like just 3 lanes, kind of like Black Ops 3's was, where it's just, you know, really just flat map design. These maps, they feel vibrant, they feel alive, they feel real, you can go different pathways, and I really like the way that they did the maps in this game. So that's going to end my pros list for multiplayer. If I missed anything, be sure to tell me in the comments below. I'll say my thoughts on the things that you have to think about, I don't know. But let's get into the cons for multiplayer, because there are quite a few cons. Now this is what I'm talking about when I say that this was the best game, one of the best Call of Duty games ever, but also one of the worst Call of Duty games ever. Because although there is so much content and the core gameplay is one of the best out of any Call of Duty game that I've played, there are so many problems. And the game's been out for almost 4 weeks now, and a lot of these issues are very bad issues. Like, when the game works, it's one of the best Call of Duties ever. But the game has to work first, and the game almost never works. It's so sad, and it makes me so angry, because the amount of potential that this game has is incredible, and I can see that Treyarch is trying their hardest, but every time they put out a patch, it either doesn't fix the things that need to be fixed, or it just creates new problems. So first of all, we have the FPS dips. There are a lot of FPS dips, and I mean, I know I'm playing on Xbox, and I've heard that PlayStation runs pretty smoothly, but from what I've been playing, there are so many times where the frames just dip. If someone joins or leaves a party or sends a message in the party, the game just completely dies. You just lag for 2 to 3 seconds. This happens in zombies too. It's probably a little bit worse in zombies, but in multiplayer it happens a little bit, and I just don't understand why it happens. Like, this has never happened in any other game that I've ever played before, and it makes no sense whatsoever. So then you've also got your classic OP weapons. You know, the DMR's kind of broken in this game. They can just snipe you from afar, or if you're in point-blank gunfight, you just get outgunned every time. Then you've also got the Akimbo Sog. Oh my gosh, that thing just absolutely shreds through everyone. I think it should be a little bit OP, kind of like the dual-wield FMGs, but these are just so much better, and it's like, oh my gosh, it's so annoying. You've also got the ARs versus the SMGs. The ARs completely outshine the SMGs in this game. I do think that they are fun, the SMGs, but they just get outshined by every other weapon class. Like, they're supposed to be good at close-range engagements, but you're going up against an AR, you just get 2 or 3 shot, and it's like, okay, well, thank you. You've also got the spawns. The spawns are probably one of the worst things in this game, in my opinion. Like, hardcore is absolutely broken because you get killed really fast, and the spawns just completely suck. Like, you'll randomly just spawn on the other side of the map. Your teammates will keep spawning on the right side, but you'll just spawn off on the other side of the map, and it's like, okay, you can just run around, kill all of the enemies from behind, and it's so dumb. Like, you'll kill someone, and they'll just respawn right behind you. It's like, what the heck am I playing? This is actually terrible. I think that this is the worst spawns in a Call of Duty game ever. It's actually terrible. I've seen clips where people are sitting up on top in firing range, and people are just spawning right next to them. It's like, what is happening? It's absolutely insane. I don't understand why it happens. It just makes no sense to me. Treyarch, please fix the spawns for this game, because they're absolutely atrocious. So next is inviting friends and joining a game with friends. I've had so many occasions where it's said that my NAT type is different and I can't join a game. I've had times where we're trying to enter a game and it just keeps kicking out the host and saying host failed to host the lobby. That makes no sense at all. There'll be times where you'll just randomly get kicked from the game and get a random error code, and it's like, well, that's pretty cool. But there's just so many just troubles of inviting people, you know. Sometimes it just won't even let you invite them in general, and it really doesn't make sense. They need to fix this, because this is a social game. It's made to be played with other people. You can tell by the specialists and all of that things, and they need to really fix this. So next is Camo Challenges. I've had several times where I've been working on Camo Challenges, like for the MX-9. I unlocked the Mastercraft Camo, and then I come back into the game the next day, took away my Mastercraft, took away my Reactive Camo, and then it took away my Red Tiger. It said I only had 75 headshots for my challenges. I'm like, what the heck? I'm going to be uploading a video later about the Mastercraft MX-9. This was taken the day that I got it, and then the next day I had to re-get it all over again. It was so stupid, and it kind of made me a little bit mad. And then we've also got the hit register. I know when the game came out, the servers were at about 20 hertz, and they've upped that to 64, which is pretty good, but it shouldn't have taken this long, and the hit register still sucks. Like, you'll be shooting someone, they'll get down to 1 HP, and you'll keep shooting them, and you're like, this is dead on target, but they'll just turn around, pop you 3 times, and you're dead. And it's like, I should have killed you. You were at 1 health, and I was hitting you, but it just wasn't working. Also, the headshots are really glitchy sometimes. It just randomly won't work. And then other times, you'll just shoot people from behind walls because their hitboxes are sticking out. It makes no sense. I have no idea what's happening, and jump shots are just terrible because of how bad the hit register is. So next, we have the Opie Killstreaks. Now, there's really only about 2 that I think are OP. You have the attack gunner, or the attack chopper, and then also the strike team. Now, the attack chopper, I don't understand it. You have the I don't know what it's called, like the sniper chopper or something, but you have like a sniper that sits up top, and he kind of pops off people on the map. You know, that'll get 4 or 5 kills. It's like, okay, that's pretty cool. But then you've got the attack chopper. Holy hell, this thing is 1 more kill to get than the sniper thing. And it's actually insane. You'll get it. You'll get about 10 to 15 kills with this kill streak. It is literally the most broken thing in the entire game. You walk outside, dead. It's just, I don't understand. There will just be times you'll get multiple quad feeds with 1 attack chopper in the same game. It makes absolutely no sense. They really need to nerf it. And then the strike team, the strike team people themselves just kind of run around, and sometimes they won't even shoot at you, but they tank shots like crazy. It takes almost an entire ammo count for a gun just to kill one of the strike team members. They need to make the strike team members have less health, but they need to make them actually do more things against the enemies. It just, I don't know. I don't really understand what's wrong with the strike team. So then we've got the care packages, because sometimes the care packages will drop and they just won't even give you anything. It's like, okay, thanks. I just wasted my time on that. Then also operator mods. I said that operator mods were really good and they are really fun, but for some reason they're not on every single gun. There's a couple of guns like the ICR, the MX9, and the operator mods just aren't on them. I think it's probably about maybe 40% of the guns that the operator mods just don't exist for, and I really hope that they add more in the future because this is such a cool thing, and I don't understand why it's just not on certain weapons. So then finally we have the camping and head glitching in multiplayer, and this is really bad, especially with the torque specialist because he's a little bit OP, you know? The riot shield that he has that he places down and it sort of just like projects a microwave, sort of like the Guardian used to do on a certain area. That thing takes so many bullets and it lasts until it's destroyed. Most of the special weapons and abilities, they'll kind of go away after being out for a little bit. No, this thing stays there until it gets destroyed, and it is absolutely broken. People can just camp behind it for days. People can sit there, place barbed wire on the other side, and then just camp watching one door. And then there's so much clutter on all of the maps. Like, I don't know why there's so much debris and boxes everywhere on all of the maps, but it makes it so that head glitching is super easy, and then the hit register being bad in the game also makes the camping and head glitching so much worse. Hey guys, Ben from the future here, and I just wanted to put in one quick point that I missed in my earlier review, and that is the Cod Points. So, first of all, PlayStation is the only one that gets Cod Points, Xbox and PC don't yet, and it takes a lot of Cod Points to level up the black market. If you get all of the bundles, then it takes $200 just to get to the max level of the Battle Pass. What? That is absolutely absurd. $200 is just... That is crazy. And just for some camos and stuff that is way too long to unlock, apparently they did the math and it takes over 4 days of gameplay just to get the full level of the Battle Pass. And now you have to pay over $200 if you want to buy that normally. That is absolutely absurd. Activision is completely screwing us over here. And it's even worse with the Nebulian Plasma, but I'll talk about that in the zombies portion. Thank you guys so much, and bye. Woo! We're done with multiplayer, guys. Those are the pros and cons of multiplayer. Again, I really enjoy multiplayer when it works, but it doesn't work all the time. Where are we going?